A new Wordle puzzle is online. Click on the link to play.
Listening to the following video may give you clues. Please like and share the videos.
Aston Villa 2 Norwich City 2-0 Key moments and stats. If you're watching Premier League football on NBC Sports Soccer, you'll want to be sure to follow Aston Villa's 2-0 win over Norwich City.
Read on for player ratings and stats as well as a match summary. If you don't have the game on NBC, here are some of the key moments and players to keep an eye on.
NBC Sports Soccer vs Aston Villa 2-0 win over Norwich City. In a game that could decide the fate of the English Premier League, Aston Villa swept Norwich City 2-0 in a high-scoring encounter at Villa Park on Sunday.
The Canaries, who have lost their last 10 matches in a row, were 13 points adrift of safety and will have to wait for promotion or relegation next season. Norwich was frustrated in the opening half but could not break through for an equalizer.
Leon Bailey's effort was deflected onto the crossbar by Tim Krul. The Canaries were unable to create a clear opening for an equalizer, which was a key turning point in the game.
Aston Villa started a strong lineup that included Christoph Zimmermann, Lucas Rapp, Max Aarons, and Billy Gilmer. They also feature Przemysław Placita and Emiliano Buendia.
They were missing a few key players but still managed to pick up 2 crucial wins in the league. Similarly, Aston Villa are strong enough to make a big leap next season.
Steven Gerrard, the former Liverpool defender, has given Villa a good foundation and recruited a young, ambitious squad in sports soccer vs Aston Villa in a game that is scheduled to start at 12:30.
ET on Saturday, Chelsea will play host to Aston Villa, who are coming off a draw with Liverpool. They'll be boosted by several players returning from international duty, including Tim Werner, Germany, Mason Mount, England, and Christian Pulisic, USA.
Villa are a mid-table team that has picked up 4 points in the last 2 weeks. On Sports Soccer player ratings.
This game will be interesting to watch for Norwich City fans. The Canaries have been in poor form so far this season, and this was a glaring example of that.
Fans of the Canaries complained about the team not passing quickly enough and making negative passes. Norwich were in the crucial moments of the game, and they sit 8 points away from safety.
That's not good enough. In a relegation battle, every match is important, and Norwich have dropped 2 points in their last 2 matches.
However, there is some good news. They have only conceded 4 goals in their last 7 Premier League matches this season.
That's the lowest ratio in the Premier League this season, and they played their last match at home, where they can play more confidently.
NBC Sports Soccer stats. Norwich City were beaten 2-0 by Aston Villa on Saturday.
The Canaries had won just 4 of their previous 16 games and are now a point and a place behind bottom club Watford, who smashed the Canaries 3-0 at Carrow Road. Norwich were down to 10 men for 30 minutes in the first half, but they came back to equalise with a brilliant free kick from Christian Eriksen.
Earlier in the game, Serge Aurier bundled the ball into his own net. Score was 2-2 until the 83rd minute, when Harry Kane converted a penalty kick.
Norwich have struggled this season, but they have been improving since their mid-season change and the signing of Emi Buendia. Having a full squad of players should help them secure promotion.
Norwich could finish 9th or 16th this season, but they look to make a leap next season. The club has a strong foundation and recruited young and ambitious players.
Aston Villa's performance was largely inspired by Gerrard, who has brought in new blood into the team. NBC Sports has a quadruple header on Saturday. Dec.
26. Manchester City host Jamie Vardy and Leicester City on Peacock, while Chelsea play Aston Villa on NBC.
In the afternoon, Michael Davies and Roger Bennett host the Men in Blazers show at 6 p.m. ET on NBCSN.
NBC Sports will also present 22 matches in Spanish across Telemundo, Universal, and Univision. On Sports Soccer match summary.
NBC Sports Soccer has some talent. If you watch Premier League matches, you can catch highlights of all your favorites.
And when you need to know who scored the winning goal in the match, you can watch a recap of the action. In addition, the station's coverage of the World Cup is unbeatable.
The coverage is complete with expert analysis, in-game analysis and match recaps. However, NBC Sports isn't perfect.
In addition to the top-tier European leagues, NBC also covers the transfer window. While other broadcasters lacked this coverage, NBC gives priority to all 20 clubs.
This means that if you aren't a fan of the Premier League, you can watch the highlights and summaries of the biggest matches on the streaming service. If you're interested in the latest news and analysis on the world's best teams, NBC has it.
NBC has rights to broadcast the Premier League, which is the most popular club soccer league in the world. During the 2019-20 campaign, NBC Sports averaged over 460,000 viewers per match in the US, and the Premier League aired over 10 million matches on us.
Network channels last year. While this number is not as high as NBC's, it's still high.
If you're looking for a high-quality live streaming service, consider signing up for Got It Live Soccer TV. on Sports Soccer Video Highlights.
NBC Sports Soccer Video Highlights of Aston Villa vs Norwich City, May 13, 2016.
Norwich City lost to former Premier League side Aston Villa on Saturday, confirming their relegation. The match is a crucial one for the Canaries, who now sit 18th in the table.
The team has won just once in their last 4 games. Aston Villa have won 9 of their last 11 games, and they are just 3 points off the top half of the table.
This weekend's Premier League matches are a good place to catch up on the latest action. This weekend's games feature Manchester City vs.
Liverpool, Wolverhampton Wanderers vs Norwich City, and Arsenal vs.
Liverpool. All of these games have significant implications on the top 4.
Make sure you watch all of the games. You can watch highlights and games live on NBC, NBCSN, Peacock, Telemundo, and more. NBC Sports Soccer Box Score.
NBC Sports Soccer Box Score and ratings aren't quite as good as they were a year ago, but they still hold a respectable place in the soccer landscape. Year over year, NBC Sports had a 10.3% decline in average viewership.
The average number of viewers per match window was 414,000, the lowest mark since the 2013-14 season. This figure doesn't account for Peacock streaming or Spanish-language coverage.
The Premier League has been a consistent draw for NBCSN, with many telecasts attracting high viewership. Sunday's Manchester Derby was the most-watched game on NBCSN in 6 months.
It had more than 1 million viewers at its peak between 11:15 a.m. and 11:45 a.m.
On the other hand, the OG26 match between Manchester United and Chelsea was Nixon's second highest-rated weekday match in history prior to December.
The August .26 telecast also became the network's most-watched weekday soccer match in 6 years.
NBC Sports Soccer has surpassed Aston's total viewership in the Premier League. It is now the top sports cable network in the US.
And has posted a 67% increase in average total day viewership in 5 weeks. Its telecasts of Premier League games have attracted an average of 391,000 viewers, which is 70% higher than ESPN's average after 5 weeks of coverage.